When will Disney and Pixar studios just merge already? They are only separate because they both love logos. Also, I don't care if it's two of the most successful studios of all time, that's 44 seconds of two logos.
Sometimes I think I'm cursed.
And a narration.
And one day, he left with his guitar and never returned.
The opening narrow exposition of this movie is so Beauty and the Beast that I'm now half expecting at least one character to end up with Stockholm Syndrome.
She rolled up her sleeves, and she learned to make shoes.
The role of the great-great-grandmother will be played by Daniel Day-Lewis, who not only learned to actually make shoes in preparation for this role, he spent the last year being animated. God, he's such a craftsman. You know, the last time I was in a room with a woman this old, a wrestling mask, and feathers, I've already said too much.
Abuelita runs our house just like Mama Imelda did.
I'm not sure hatred of music could or would be passed down this many generations. No one in this family ever stopped to ask if maybe the real villain in that story they tell every year is the Music Man and not music itself. The inside jokes in these Pixar movies and movies in general are becoming distracting.
No music! No music! No music!
This really is just the Mexican animated version of Footloose, right?
I am not like the rest of my family.
Ratatouille, Brave, Moana, The Good Dinosaur, Frozen, Planes, Zootopia. Wouldn't it be weird to see a Disney Pixar movie about a protagonist that was exactly like their family and followed all the rules and was still a compelling character? The inside jokes in these Pixar movies and movies in general are becoming distracting.
Until 1942.
While I ponder this oddly casual death being played for a laugh, I have to ask, was there any reason that bell had to be real? I know this is a cartoon, but the candles and flowers situation here is making me anxious. Not to mention all that fruit next to the candles. Who wants warm, raw fruit? And ordinarily I would approve of the booze, but again, fire!
Dia de los Muertos is the one night of the year our ancestors can come visit us. We've put their photos on the ofrenda so their spirits can cross over.
Expositional lecturing. I feel like I've seen this idiot dog character played this same way in at least 3 previous Disney movies.
Perfecto.
That he or anyone, including Jesus and Bob Dylan, could ever properly tune a busted-ass homemade beater guitar like that. Look at this thing. The strings are all different distances apart from each other. This kid's Ernesto shrine is kind of sweet, and it shows he really does get what the Day of the Dead is all about, just with his personal hero as opposed to family. But I still can't remove a sin. The fire safety ignorance is a much bigger generational problem for this family than their hatred of music. Earlier, his grandma had super hearing for anything resembling music, but here he is in the attic, listening to and playing along with music, and no one in the entire house hears it. I will also take a sin off because of how well this movie portrays Miguel's genuine, deep love of every note, a trait I've only ever seen in the very best and purest musicians. Sure, he can sneak out, but his family celebrates this event together, and they're going to notice him missing. I don't know how he expects this plan to work. Miguel is kind of stupid.
It's time you joined us in the workshop!
Nike!
Mama Coco's father was Ernesto de la Cruz!
What?
Sure, this is exciting information, but why does Miguel think that this changes anything? He already knew that Mama Coco's father was a musician, right? So why is he emboldened to spill all this to his family? Kurt wrestling.
I don't want to be in this family!
Miguel!
Well, I yelled his name a couple times. That's probably enough to convince him to come back. No need to chase after him or anything. How is the guitar not crushed along with Ernesto by that Tim Burton's Batman bell? That kid is 65 pounds tops. The only way that lid moves here is if it's greased. Granted, we're about to experience spirits and magic and supernatural shit, but that guitar being in tune is going to end up being the #1 thing that bugs me about this movie. Also, Coco and the 6 strings.
The guitar!
What? Were there people who heard a strum drawn rapidly here with flashlights?
Come on, Miguel. It's okay.
How the would Julio know this? Sure, they're able to get back and forth today, but they have no clue what's happened to Miguel, and this could potentially kill him dead. Ah, I see Heaven was designed by Dr. Seuss. Hey, Cristo, I wanted to take a sin off for the unbelievable animation about 5 times already, and the movie's finally broken me. 2 sins off!
Welcome back! Anything to declare?
You mean to tell me I've got to put up with fucking customs even after I'm dead? If the border agents know that the bridge won't allow anyone to cross over, why do they even bother trying to stop Hector?
That devil box tells you nothing but lies.
Cambridge Analytica.
Dante doesn't have any hair.
And I don't have a nose, and yet here we are.
Old-timey bookkeeping skeleton guy would be excellent at CinemaSins.
Get your family's blessing and everything should go back to normal. But you gotta do it by sunrise.
Who's making up the rules on all this?
Your hand!
His finger is back to the futuring!
Should we tell him there are no restrooms in the land of the dead?
There are no restrooms, but there are pet allergies.
I should lock you up for the rest of the holiday, but my shift's almost up, so I'm letting you off with a warning.
So, is there law and order in the land of the dead all the time, or just during the Day of the Dead? And regardless, what's the judiciary system based on? Do they use the same laws as the living? If so, what replaces the death penalty for particularly egregious acts? Nice gag, solid joke. Why does he even have eyeballs? Sure, her spirit guide is a horned panther dragon. Okay. But they said earlier the spirit guides help the spirits find their way, not help find their missing living descendants who are escaping in Deadland. Why does a spirit guide even have any human-finding talents anyway?
Who has that barrel Miguel touched?
But why the f*** is Pepita taking flight? Miguel just ran down the road a few seconds ago, and Pepita apparently has his scent already. Seriously, they should have given this dog a story credit. What the f***?
Ask him how he died. He choked on some chorizo!
This land of the dead still celebrates the rich and famous from life, like Ernesto and his tower party going on right now. But this place also bullies and mocks people who choke to death in life. And all I can think about now here is where exactly Jimi Hendrix would land on the social scale here. Also, they're mocking this guy for choking to death, but Ernesto gets a celebrity pass against afterlife bullying, even though he died by falling Mexican Liberty Bell.
If you really want to get to Ernesto, there is that music competition at the Plaza de la Cruz. Winner gets to play at his part.
Not only is everything in this room expositional fodder for Miguel's journey, there's an extremely convenient music festival that would allow him to meet De La Cruz. Also, this is the second major music competition in this movie, and while it's not the movie's fault, the Pitch Perfect series has really worn me out on that kind of thing as a plot device.
Like the time you promised to bring back my van? Or my mini fridge?
Oh, you see.
Or my good napkins? My lasso? My femur?
Okay, first of all, you lending your femur is on you. I don't care if this guy is the Homer Simpson of borrowing neighbors, never lend out bones crucial to motor function. Second of all, how in the name of voodoo witchcraft did you use any kind of twine string tying device to secure this pipe to this bone in this manner? Look, movie, you can't have Miguel take down a tune guitar that hadn't been touched in over 100 years and play it with it being perfectly in tune, and then later show me someone casually tuning a guitar before playing it. Either guitar tuning matters in this movie, or it does not. Pick one. Another sin off for the movie again getting gifted guitarists right. Every single one I've ever met can wow me with their own playing in one moment, but sit in awe at the talent of another player in the next.
And her knuckles, they drag on the floor.
Those aren't the words.
Children present.
Classy, Pixar. This is one of those jokes for the parents studios like to sneak into kids' movies, but in this case, the kids will actually get the joke, which is concerning.
Gracias.
Chicharron waits to Yoda until the exact moment Hector and Miguel show up, just so Hector can explain how this works. The shouldn't the tequila be running through Hector's skeleton and hitting the floor? I never thought I'd say this, but Barbossa from Pirates of the Caribbean is a more believable dead guy.
Wait, what happened?
He's been forgotten.
Okay, so he's living in a hammock in this part of the Deadland for those who never get their picture put up during Day of the Dead. Fine. But now that he's been entirely forgotten, he disintegrates? So many questions, but chief among them, who the was thinking about this guy the last couple decades but not putting his picture up? Because that guy is a douche.
When there's no one left in the living world who remembers you, you disappear from this world. We call it the final death.
Cool. And then what happens after final death? Final death land? How many layers are there?
Our memories, they have to be passed down by those who knew us in life.
Well, I find that to be some bullshit. My memories aren't good enough or powerful enough unless I've talked about them ad nauseum around enough friends that one of them still remembers the stories. Also, this movie that is clearly pro-family, fine, that is cool, is so pro-family they risk alienating people who don't have a lot of siblings or those that choose not to have children. A minority, yes, I'm just saying movie is outright suggesting I should have kids and tell them all my stories. And if I'm honest, kids give me panic attacks, but I still have good stories. Let's talk about how the Land of the Dead, but not Final Dead, has electricity.
If I can't go out there and play one song, how can I call myself a musician?
Never stop Britney Spears, dude.
Make me un poco loco, un poquitito loco.
Awesome! I legit applaud this movie for having Miguel kick f***ing ass in his first performance. I get it, and I love it. But when he spin dances 6 feet left of the mic, his voice continues being projected as though he were still in front of the mic. And I'm sorry, I can't let that shit slide. You bothered to put a microphone in Deadland, f***ing carry that shit through, movie.
Have you seen a living boy?
Have you looked at the stage of the arena you're in? Jesus, lady, he's wearing the same outfit as when he left you guys. Huh, apparently pretending to be dead gives you a zoom and enhance superpower.
You don't want to help me. You only care about yourself.
Even Pixar isn't immune to shoehorning in a protagonist argue and separate before the climax of the movie cliche. God, does every movie have to do this shit? Flying magical beast combinations somehow can't get through a narrow staircase in the Land of the Dead. I'm honestly clueless on the rules of this movie, and that's a problem worth mentioning, even though the average viewer glosses over it.
That's what family's supposed to do. Support you, but you never will.
Sick burn, kid. Well, I guess I'll let you run off to your concert, even though I have a magic spirit animal that could easily intercept you on the other side of this alley. Wait, they're using a super powerful spirit animal to serve f***ing hors d'oeuvres? Dead mouse. Nobody notices this shit.
It is I, Frida Kahlo.
It is an honor, senora.
Gracias.
This works. Also, how did Hector get the dress back from security?
My great-great-grandson.
Do they honestly have time for polo? Isn't Miguel on a mission that is time-sensitive and confined to a single day?
I am sorry to see you go, Miguel.
It's at this point that movie prematurely gives the twist away, considering there's 30 minutes of runtime left, and there's no way this will actually work.
That's Don Hidalgo's toast in the De La Cruz movie. Look!
I would move heaven and earth for you, mi amigo.
But in the movie, Don Hidalgo poisons the drink.
Hang on, this exact clip is playing right now? I'm really starting to think they should change the name to Land of the Plot Coincidence.
I would move heaven and earth for you, mi amigo.
I guess Ernesto's just been carrying that poison around in his suitcase this entire tour, waiting for a chance to use it. If you murder a living human kid in the land of the dead, does he die or what? He never died the first time, so he can't die a final death here. Which means that best case scenario, he just comes back here as a proper skeleton, no?
My daughter.
She's the reason you wanted to cross the bridge.
I just wanted to see her again.
But I neglected to mention the sole reason that I've been trying to make this happen during this entire movie until now. I mean, seriously, this movie would have been over a long time ago if Hector had said anything about his daughter.
I wish I could tell her that her papa was trying to come home.
Hector plays the pronoun game with Coco just so we can wring a little more tension out of this reveal.
My Coco.
Roll Cocos! Even after the realization that they're related and can easily rectify both of their situations by finding one of those plentiful petals and getting Hector's blessing, these assholes sit around this cave instead of searching for a way out.
Dante!
Dantex Machina!
You are a real spirit guide!
Why was he so stupid and normal looking and stupid then? God, I hate this dog. Does everything here have to be skull-shaped?
He left this family.
Tried to go home to you and Coco, but De La Cruz murdered him.
It's true.
God damn it, then why didn't you find a way to tell this to Imelda the whole time that you were in the land of the dead? This entire movie could have been solved with simple communication.
You will return home. No more music.
Family comes first.
What?
Oh, did you?
And that's for trying to murder my grandson.
Not only is this a terrible way to convince Ernesto to hand over the photograph, technically Miguel is Imelda's great-great-grandson, so everything about this scene is kinda wrong. Like basically all Pixar movies, this film devolves into a garden variety chase scene at the end. Fortunately for Imelda and the movie, security takes a Blues Brothers-y tact of advancing on a performer on stage.
You're going home.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's on Miguel for taking his sweet-ass time to grab that pedal.
You think I'd let him go back to the land of the living with your photo? To keep your memory alive?
Villain exposits his evil plan for all the world to see cliché. Look, we all knew there would be another spirit animal ex machina moment here, but what the f took Pepita this long? Somehow, even though the cameras are inside the stadium, there's a perfectly framed shot of the killing bell for everyone to see.
Miguel, stop!
Damn it, Dad's classic move of ordering the kid to stop but not pursuing him is still not working. Don't know what keeps going wrong.
Please, if you forget him, you'll be gone. Forever.
Ah, Eternal Sunshine! I knew this movie was basically an amalgamation of 5 other movies, and until now I only knew 4 of them. Back to the Future, Crossroads, Heaven Can Wait, The Passion of the Christ, obviously, and finally, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Glad that's solved.
Remember me.
I should remove a sin for this scene being so emotionally powerful, but since I can't see what I'm writing while ugly crying, I'll just let the sin counter do what it wants.
Remember me.
Just what we needed, a pop remix of a song we've heard roughly 54 times already in the f***ing movie.
Just keeps going on, doesn't it?
Eat to live, gotta still to eat. Tell you all about it when I got the time. One jump ahead of the slow pokes.
My little buttercup has the sweetest smile.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
What did De La Cruz always say?
Carpe diem. Seize the day.
He doesn't seem entirely dead.
I'm not dead.
And you, my great-great-grandson, are meant to be a musician.